Hi guys, it's Lorelai or Maddie, and today I am back with um, hashtag Murder Trending by Gretchen McNeil. Today I'm reading chapter 13. Um, let's get right into it. You're late, Griselda announced the instant the silver bell stopped tingling. Blair won't be impressed. My fault, Niall said, his chipper mask firmly back in place. Yeah, I saw you two sucking face. Princess doesn't waste any time. Dee was getting tired of being Griselda's punching bag. I'm sure Ethan would be more than happy to give you a good sucking face sucking. To give you a good face sucking. Oh, Princess bites back. Griselda cooed, feigning fear. I'm so scared. I packed quite a punch, Dee said, narrowing her eyes. Niles raised his hand. I can attest to that. Griselda rolled her eyes. What is this Candyland outfit you've put together today? I thought the postman had better taste than... An electronic doorbell blared through the shop. Ding dong, ding dong. The notification for the postman app. He always rings twice. At that very moment, the sound effect was flooding houses, schools, malls, and movie theaters across the country as millions of cell phones and tablets alerted users that a new murder was about to go live. Griselda blanched as she turned to the screen above the door. Niles clenched his jaw, his knuckles white, as he gripped the counter with both hands. Dee didn't want to look, didn't want to witness another death, even if it was a stranger's, but she couldn't look away. At first, the screen was dark. In the upper left corner, the word live blinked in a bright yellow block font, letting everyone know that this wasn't a replay or an edited version of events. Then the camera feed switched on, and Dee was staring at an elaborately decorative set. She knew it was Gucci Hangman even before the silk scarves fluttered across the screen. The set was over the top and lush, Gucci's signature. Heavy brocade curtains fringed with gold tassels draped the wall behind a velvet tuft ottoman in deep lavender. Gold-painted phoenix statues flanked the ottoman, poised on top of a cheetah print rug. The lighting was a muted orange, flickering as if a fire was raging just out of the view of the camera, and smoke from burning sticks of incense snaked around 4 marble-esque columns, one of which stood century at each corner of the space. At the top of each column hung a wicker basket. Through the TV speakers, a muffled cry emanated off screen, followed by scraping sounds. Moments later, Gucci appeared in the frame. He'd really outdone himself for the occasion, matching his ornate set with an equally gaudy outfit. He was in drag, just like in all of the posters Monica had of him, and today's costume was a rococo? I don't know what that word means. Masterpiece. A fitted midi dress Maudie? No? I don't know. Dressed in a thick, shimmery fabric of burgundy and gold paisley that perfectly complemented his dark brown suit, but looked exactly like something Dee's abuela, who had died when she was 10, would have picked to upholster a sofa. The dress had ruffled sequenced cuffs and a matching collar, and Gucci had paired it with pearl-studded Mary Jane platforms. His face was swatted with an enormous Gucci scarf bearing the designer's mirror image G logo that left Dee wondering if the Italian design house had paid for the product placement. Gucci leaned forward as he lumbered into view, and soon Dee understood the scraping sound. He was pulling a giant burlap sack behind him. With impressive grace, considering his footwear, Gucci swung the bag up onto the ottoman. Someone inside whimpered as Gucci untied the sack, whisked it. Why is that word so hard for me to say? Whisked it upside down and poured the contents onto the tuft velvet. And by contents, Dee meant a person. A person she knew. Blair? Though it was difficult to see the face of the woman bound and gagged in Gucci's kill room, the blue-streaked hair gave Blair away even before Gucci raised her face to the camera so that way the audience could get a good view. Blair's copious blue eyeshadow was gone, and it looked as if she was wearing pajamas, a heather gray tank top, and matching ankle-length bottoms, which meant she had probably been taken from her house after she'd gotten ready for bed. Despite her rules, had Blair fallen asleep last night, thinking that since the postman had already had Dee's encounter with Slayer and Jeremy's failed escape attempt rerun ad nauseum, it might be safe, or she had been taken in the morning trying to grab a little rest before she went to the ice cream for the afternoon shift. Gucci arranged her on the ottoman, fussing over her position like a photographer setting up a shot, which he is, I guess. Blair was gagged with another Gucci scarf, this one an iridescent silk, though her ankles and wrists were tightly bound with plastic zip ties. Gucci sat Blair upright, feet planted on the ottoman with her knees bent in front of her, her wrists bound together beneath them. Blair didn't struggle. She didn't scream or panic or give Gucci any kind of satisfaction that she was afraid. It was a ballsy thing to do, an act of resistance, and Dee deeply admired her for it. Once he was satisfied with her position, Gucci pranced out of the shot. Music started, some kind of electro pop crap. And when Gucci returned moments later, he had a bundle of scarves flung over one shoulder. They were all the same, long and beige with the Gucci diamond pattern and the trademark red and green stripes running down one side. Gucci made a show of them, a magician presenting his props to the audience so that way they could be inspected for authenticity. He whisked one off his shoulder, flourishing around the room like a rhythmic gymnast going for gold, and timed his dance to the beat of the irritating music. While he formed a slip knot at one end, Dee's stomach tightened. "Can't we do something?" She wanted to run out of the shop and down the street toward the warehouse district from which Niles had rescued her yesterday. That had to be where Blair was being held. "Like what, Princess?" Griselda said, running her cold blue eyes on Dee. "Save her?" Yeah, kinda. But yeah, kinda is a thought. Niles might know. "I have no idea where Gucci has her," he said softly, clearly reading Dee's mind. "I was only privy to Slayer's warehouse because it was your first day. Otherwise, the Paniac's kill locations are a closely guarded secret." Dee wasn't about to give up, but we could. "There are kill rooms spread across the island," he said, cutting off her thought, as if he knew exactly what she was going to say. Blair could be back in Slayer's warehouse or 24 other places. By the time we found out which one, she'd be gone. Gone. The word echoed in Dee's head. She felt the panic welling up inside again, much more so than when she had been a victor in Slayer's maze. The helplessness of watching Blair on a live feed somewhere nearby was even more unbearable. "So we just do nothing?" she asked. Griselda shook her head. "I told you yesterday, the sooner you get used to the fact that you're going to die, the happier you'll be." "Happy? Really? Is that what we're going for here?" Griselda didn't answer. Blair now had 4 different scarf nooses around her neck, each laced through a metal hoop at the top of one of the columns, and tied to whatever basket tied to whatever sat in the baskets, tethered to their sides. Gucci was perched on a bedazzled footstool, finishing the last knot of his creation. Then he climbed down, placed the stool out of frame, removed the gag from Blair's mouth. "Blair hung," he said in his stiff, deep voice. "You have been found guilty of murdering your elderly neighbor in order to inherit her estate. Do you have any last words?" Blair glared at him, defiant to the end. "Fuck you." "Too late," Gucci cried. Then he pulled a tassel cord hanging from the nearest column. Instantly, the bottom of each wicker basket dropped out, releasing massive kettlebells to which the scarves had been tied. From all 4 directions, the neckwear went taut, cinching the nooses closed. Dee wasn't sure if the force of the kettlebells had snapped Blair's neck instantly or what, but she never struggled. Her body twitched once, her eyes wide and dilated, and then went limp as her head was severed at the neck and catapulted through the air like a popped champagne cork. Dee wanted to scream, but she was afraid that if she opened her mouth, she'd puke all over herself. She couldn't even blink. Her eyes were riveted to the screen as Blair's decapitated body pitched to one side, blood oozing from her open neck. The shot jiggled and then zoomed in on Blair's body as if Gucci had removed the camera from a tripod and walked across the room with it. Blair's torso was covered in blood, which soaked into her pajamas, and the skin around her throat was jagged and torn from the force of the strangulation. The white bones of Blair's spine jabbed upward toward the skull that had been ripped away. Gucci placed an object on the cushion beside the body, and Dee's stomach convulsed again as she realized it was a head. She wanted to look away, but her eyes were locked onto Blair's, which were still open, unseeing, as Gucci's heavily ringed hand rotated it to stare at its own body. Fucking asshole. How would he feel if someone ripped his head off, huh? He deserved it, not Blair. Even if she had been guilty of the crime for which she had been convicted, would she really have deserved this? But as she watched the screen, Dee saw something that turned her boiling rage to fear. Gucci pressed Blair's body onto its side, then pulled one thin sleeve of her tank top away, exposing the front of the shoulder. In his hand, he had an item that Dee instantly recognized, a pair of tweezers, hot pink with white polka dots, which he used to slowly carve something into Blair's flesh. A heart. Oh my god. Okay, now the comments. Reginald Houseman commented, "Holy shit, did you see that? Blair's head was like watching an Andre Drummond free throw. #airball, #team Gucci, #drag queens do it right." Tamara Gucci commented, "Totally #OBE in at Gucci Hangman's throne room. That's #out of body experience noobs, #team Gucci." Nadine Doyle commented, "I give the latest at Gucci Hangman execution 4 out of 10 stars. The #airball was nice, but nothing like the creativity of a at Robin's Hood scene. #Merriman, #Nottingham Dumb." Jazzy Jason commented, "That was a total decraptation." Because I'm pretty sure that Asian chick crapped her pants when Gucci Hangman squeezed her head off. See what I did there? Okay. Morris David said #Team Gucci weighs in with godlike praise per usual, but do these tasteless cretins not watch other kills? This brush league compared to at the Molly Mahler. Give me her Coliseum any day of the week, and twice on Sunday, please. And then the Griff commented, "There's no way that was real, people. A decapitation like that would be unconstitutional under the prohibition of cruel and unusual punishment. Wake up and smell the fakeness. Oh yeah, it's this guy. Hashtag fake news. Hashtag eyes open. Hashtag don't trust the feed. Is this guy. This guy is this guy stands on business that it is all fake. Honestly, low-key favorite commenter. Squirrel Woman commented, not sure who's crazier, the hashtag postman deniers or the hashtag merryman. At Robin's Hood, way better than at Gucci Hangman. Are you on crack? Hashtag Team Gucci, hashtag Airball, hashtag FTW. Heather's Osterman commented, will someone explain to me what the fuck that heart means? Between tweezers... Oh, using tweezers to carve a heart into her body seems really out of character for at Gucci Hangman. Do not like. And that's the end of chapter 13. I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.